Hi class, this is Lisa, your class librarian. I'm just going to go over a few basics of your works cited page in MLA format and then show you where you can get help with MLA from the Hack Library website. So we're going to start with an example works cited, which I have in front of me here. Just some things to keep in mind. At the top, you'll see works cited, and you'll notice that it's not all in caps, it's not in bold, it's not bigger, it's just works cited, okay? The entire document is double spaced and typically using um, Times New Roman 12 unless your professor accepts another style, which they can share with you. Okay, so we have double spaced Times New Roman 12. You'll notice that there are 1-inch margins all around and that we have 3 citations here. So you'll notice that the citations are in alphabetical order from however the citation starts. So F and 4 comes before N in networking, comes before T in Tiger, okay? And how you could start when one citation ends and the next one starts is by something called a hanging indent. So the first line of each citation is up against the 1-inch margin, and any remaining lines of that citation have something that is called a hanging indent. Okay, so those are just some of the basics. Times New Roman 12, double spaced, 1-inch margins, hanging indent, alphabetical order based on the beginning of the citation, however it starts. Now, for additional MLA information, you can go ahead go to My Hack, and you'll see that there's a link to the library on the left side of the page, and then on the left side of the page of the library section of the My Hack portal, you'll see a link that says Citing Sources. So I'm going to go ahead and click to Citing Sources, and you'll see that part of the guide is for APA and part of the guide is for MLA. So Professor Graybill's FS 100 does use MLA. So you want to make sure you're using the links over here in the MLA section of the Citing Sources guide. Now, if you need some good examples of how to cite different types of sources, you'll see we have a link to citation examples, and you could find examples of how to cite articles from databases, websites, books, and so forth and so on. We do not have a specific example of how to cite Ferguson's, but the database generated citations do a really good job, so you can depend on those, okay, in terms of Ferguson. All right, so also on the MLA citation guide, there is a section that says how to set up your paper, and we have directions for both Microsoft Word and for Google Docs, and these directions will include how to do the hanging indent, which I mentioned when I was showing you the finished work cited page. So going back to the finished work cited page, the very first example is an example from a video found on our database called Films on Demand. So you see the video title, the name of the database, the publisher, the year, and what is called a permalink. The next citation is a good example of how to cite an article from Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, since I know many of you end up using sources from there. So here we have the name of the article in quotation marks, the name of the database, the publisher, the date, and then the permalink. So very similar citation to the one above it. Last here, the citation that begins with Tiger. This is how to cite an ebook found on our EBSCOhost platform. So you'll see it starts with the author's name, the name of the book in italics, the name of the publisher, the year, and the database name, and then that permalink, which I have mentioned before. So this is just a very brief overview. If you have additional questions, please feel free to ask me them using the class discussion board, or also feel free to email me at ejwygar@hack.edu.